James Sharman here from Sharman's Proper Pies, and please just get into some details, James. Tell us what Sharman's Proper Pies is all about.
Well, Stevie, it's about pies. Surprise you.
No,
It's funny, mate. I mean, if you told me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'd be having a pie business, I'd just laugh in your face, right? Like, what the hell? Why would I be into a pie business? But it really began about 3 years ago now. My mother-in-law came to stay with us for, what's going to be a few weeks, turned into almost a year, which...
bet you enjoyed that.
But essentially, she made pies, and my friends found out about these pies, and they started buying some pies from her. And I thought, I haven't had a good pie in Canada since I got here, which is 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I thought there's a market for this. I love cooking. So I began doing a bit of research. She taught me what she knew. I corrected her. And we kind of went to a couple of farmers markets and just to test the market, so to speak, and it did pretty well. And then we kind of grew from there. And, we got a building to house the bricks and mortar side of things, a nice new kitchen. But really, it's an online business for delivering frozen pies to your house. Now, obviously, I wouldn't recommend anyone starts a new business during a pandemic. But when it comes to food delivery, actually, it's not a bad time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of blossomed the last 2 or 3 weeks, really, and we'll see where it goes. But it's definitely a removal from what I'm used to, but I'm really enjoying it.
So it's a business with you and your wife, Sharms, and are you both cooking, or do you have different roles within the business?
Yeah, no, she's the brains behind the business side of things.
I thought that.
Yeah. I love cooking, so I'm really in the kitchen at this point. It was really very much a mutual plan, a thing we went into together. But she's better off not being in the kitchen. I'm a filthy cook, so when she sees that, she gets very upset. But that's really how it works right now. Now, we had hired a couple of people before this whole pandemic started, and then, of course, we couldn't bring them aboard. Yeah. So that didn't help out. So right now I'm in the kitchen 7 days a week, cooking, rolling pastry, listening to my Stephen Coolwell podcast in the meantime while I'm trying to get things accomplished here. But yeah, that's really how it works. It's definitely a husband and wife team at the moment.
Brilliant. And where did your love from cooking begin, Shams? Was it later in life when you were an adult, or did you love it when you were a kid? Was your mum a great cook?
Do you remember, Stevie, Home Economics?
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, I loved it as well, right? I remember the first thing I ever cooked was a chicken stir fry. Right. And it was still to this day the best stir fry I've ever had. It was amazing. I was about 11 or 12 at the time in secondary school. So I really began enjoying it then. And then it kind of grew from there, just very much a hobby, really. I love barbecue. I'm a big barbecuer, bit of a nerd with that. So summers are big for me. But yeah, it's just something I've really enjoyed, the creativity. Sports is still my passion. But this allows me to remove myself from that entirely, and just really have something aside from, goals and points and tackles, and just focus on something very different. So it's been a hobby for a long time, and then now it's turning into a bit more of a side hustle.
Okay, so what is the key to a good pie? Give me not so much the ingredients, but give me some of the preparation. Tell me a little secret maybe that goes into a good pie.
Well, to me, the term thick and rich, it's got to be thick and rich, Stevie. You can't have a watery gravy. You can't cut open this pie that just kind of... You can't have that. It's got to be something you can hold in your hand and get down on.
Yeah.
So that's really important for me. So really thick, rich gravy, good ingredients, wholesome ingredients. I mean, pies are never going to be a health food. Although we are working on a ketogenic pie.
No way.
But, it's not going to be a health food, but it can be a wholesome option for you. So really good ingredients is really important. And let's be honest, it comes down to the pastry, right? The pastry's going to be flaky. Yeah. It can't be too moist. It's got to be able to, a little vehicle to hold all that good stuff in there. So the pastry is key, of course. So pastry, thick and rich, you got yourself a good pie.
And what's your favourite pie? Is that a chicken? Is it a
pie? I'm a bit of it's going to be a bit of a cliche perhaps, right? But the old Balti pie, which is the biggest pie in British football stadiums. It's a chicken curry, essentially. It's by far my favourite. I experimented with numerous recipes, and I've got the one down now. It's still our biggest seller right now. When I first started out, we called it the footy pie, in fact, which confused people. And then I thought we shouldn't associate foot with pie, putting people off. But it's chicken Balti pie, chicken curry, and it's not going to blow your face off with heat, but it's got a nice little reminder it is in fact a curry. So it's my favourite for sure.
Yeah, people in Canada probably don't realise, but there is a real association between pies and football, isn't there? Where we're from in the UK, I mean, every stadium, you sort of often grade away stadiums on the quality of their pies, don't you?
Yeah,
We did anyway back in Scotland. And
Google that, right? You can see the rankings. Which stadium is the best pie. And I think they sold like 5 million pies a year at British soccer stadiums every year. 5 million.
That's unbelievable.
Pie and a pint, right? It goes together so well.
Every half time, isn't it? I had one at Old Trafford. I was back there at Christmas time, and I had it must have been a steak. I can't quite remember what the meat was, but it was so good. And you lift off that first shelf of pastry, don't you? And it's just steaming. The steam comes up.
It's amazing. And those,
I remember burn your tongue getting into it.
I was at where was I? It was a Craven Cottage, I think it was, with KJ actually. It must have been about 9 years ago now, maybe. Wow. Right. And I got a Balti pie there. And it was actually my first Balti, having lived in Canada for so long, and it just blew my mind. My God, this made what was otherwise a terrible football match worthwhile. It was incredible. It was so delicious. So, a pie and a pint is something that goes together so well. They pair so well together, right? And throw in a football game, and boom, I'm happy.
Yeah, we've got to. I hope people for the business side of TFC are listening, because we've got to get these pies into BMO Field and eventually into Saputo Stadium.
Educate the masses, right? Absolutely.
Let's get these into the Canadian stadiums, because this is the fulcrum halftime food. It was when you were younger, it was a bovril and a pie, wasn't it? And then it became a pint and a pie. But that pie is the stable halftime diet for any British football fan. And so this business is growing. It's getting places. And do you find the connection between the football fans who are sort of buying these pies, and they obviously know you from the television, from your time in years and years on Canadian television? Is there a real connection there, or is everyone into these pies?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously that helps. It doesn't, hurt for sure. And a lot of our customers know me from the football world, which adds a lot of pressure as well, right? Because they think they know you, right? And then they can be critical if they want to be or not. And so far, it's all been very positive. But it is a bit of a stress thinking that, man, these people know my face, know my voice, would recognize me in the street. If I put out a bad product, they're going to hammer me, right? It's going to be tough to escape that, right? So it's certainly a component, but it is overall a very beneficial component, I think. And I think people are still a bit surprised when I shop, because I still deliver the pies too, right? Me and my wife.
That's brilliant.
Especially right now during the pandemic, I can't hire a delivery guy, right? So, and I shop at the door, and they're like, oh. It really is you. It's the weirdest thing, right? Like, here's your pies. I'm not quite finished TV just yet. But it's a funny experience, that's for sure. But certainly a lot of people say, man, we've got to try your pies out. We had no idea that you had this business. So I'm hoping to just reach out as many people as possible right now.
Yeah, the next time I want you to turn up with your shirt and tie, just like you're live on air, And,
makeup and everything.
Yeah, they could get the analysis, the halftime show.
Forrester volunteered. Forrest goes, add on $5 and I'll do it for you.
That's brilliant. That would be amazing. That's another side of the business. I think I'm involved. I want to be in this as well, mate, where you can get a different sporting celebrity for the television who can come and deliver your pie for an extra $5.
So we charge, say, $20 for a pie, 2 pie deliveries. So say $40 or whatever it is we charge for a 2 pie delivery. Delivered by Stephen Caldwell. Are we talking 50? Good 50 for that?
$50, yeah. I mean, obviously, Sharman's proper pies will get their cut, but I'll take my little bit of cut as well. I'll deliver it.
I'll pay you in pies. How about that?
Oh, that sounds even better, yeah. Where can we find these pies? Is there a website? I know you just started the Twitter handle, Sharman's Proper, am I right in saying?
Yeah. Yep. Sharmansproper.ca is where you can order the pies. If you're in Toronto, our delivery zone is pretty much in Toronto right now. We will expand as time goes on, but sharmansproper.ca, you can pick your package and we'll deliver to your house once a month. And we will have, right now I'm actually in the kitchen right now, actually. You want to see it?
Brilliant.
You want to see this little thing?
You're in the kitchen, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Out here. You can see much here. It's probably a bloody mess right now.
I don't know, it's pretty clean to me. I love it.
Hey, there's a Balti right here, look at this.
Oh.
Cooked up. We've got some chicken pot pie over here. So this is a 1972 Danforth.
Right.
So Danforth and Woodbine. And once this bloody thing ends, this whole pandemic ends, we'll be opening a big, huge opening bash. We'll invite you for sure, Stevie. And that's so we can find us. But in the meantime, it's number one, it's a frozen pie delivery online business. So get on there and we can help you out during this tough time.
I love it. Last question I want to ask. I saw that big Balti pot. How many pies does that get roughly? You know, one pot of that.
That's a good question. So that's 5 kilos of meat.
Right.
Plus got your chickpeas in there, your onions. So one of those will get about 30 individual pies.
Yeah.
About 12 large pies, family-sized pies. And that's how we cook in those kind of batches. We double up now and again. It's just a little bit harder to cook with a massive batch like that. But yeah, that's so 30 small pies, 12 large pies, and that cauldron you just saw.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Shams. I love chatting to you. I've chatted to you many times about football, but not too often about pies. But this was enjoyable. Thanks, mate.
No, thank you, mate, and congrats on the podcast. I look forward to listening each week. And yeah, cheers. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Shams.